Lapu was just able to get 2 early kills and then bam, popped off for the entire team. The roaming, the damage he provided going around the map was just a lot. So that's a matchup we have to watch for here. Who's gonna crack first? Who's gonna secure the early kills first? Flap or 3-Mark? It seems like there's gonna be a lot of action here in the mid, as that's gonna be work also first. Committing flickers just to secure a kill there. That's few on his Popol and Koopa going down. They're gonna be invading Carl TZ here. He still has a good amount of health. Let's see if they'll be able to steal away that purple buff. Unravel gets taken out by Rebo, and that's Carl TZ securing his purple and able to get away at just the nick of time.
And that was exactly what we were discussing. Few and Lusty just collapsed immediately onto the aid of Carl TZ to try to keep him alive, and it resulted into a trade. It's the best course of action for BREN for now, as Carl TV is not that much of an impact until we reach mid-game compared to Chu on this squad.
And now, Few versus RTZ, their rotations are going to be key here. RTZ, of course, rocking that Matilda, will be able to rotate the map a little bit faster, but don't count out the traps and the stuns that Few, what that Popol and Koopa can dish out. It can stop or hinder the rotation of work AUSTER-FORCE. Now in the bottom lane, Chu has shown himself there along with Kosei, aiming to pressure Rebo as BREN Esports starts the turtle. Unravel is nearby with the information. Chu will not be able to retrieve that away. They're going to sacrifice. They lose the turtle, but what they wanted is to force Rebo out of lane, force him back so that they can get more control down bottom. But that looks like Kosei in a lot of trouble right now trying to get away, but he's able to take down Rebo, who instead of running away decides to return to the fight to try and help BREN Esports secure a kill. BREN, though, end up securing the kill onto Kosei Sforza.
A 2-for-1 for a turtle. Work AUSTER-FORCE did not want that to happen. That was a good trade by BREN. Good immediate response as well. As soon as Rebo was already dangerously low, the turtle was secured. Lusty and Few collapsed directly on towards the bottom lane to then give Kosei a bad time. They were, Rebo falls down, but it doesn't matter. Kosei still falls down in the process, and he paid the price for it. And as long as BREN can keep up with the rotations that work AUSTER-FORCE has been consistently trying to show, they should be able to come out on top of this matchup. But looking into the marquee side lane matchup that we have, but we'll get back to that later on.
Look at that. Lusty with the flicker, and then the Wave the Dragon as well. That's going to be a lot of damage pouring out of BREN Esports, and in the Meteor Shower as well. Kosei gets taken out yet again. That's a lot of control now in the bottom lane for BREN Esports, and that's something Work has to watch out for. Again, that's an undefeated Chango for Rebo this season.
It's not the unkillable Chang'o though.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. So it's still something to fear for a lot of the players here. And we're seeing Unravel and RTZ go for the rotate. They don't really necessarily have the damage output just yet to successfully actually secure this bottom lane gank. But going back to my point earlier on, it's the side lane matchup in the turtle lane that we have to focus on. It's the 3-Mark TZ and Flap TZ matchup, because they are also crucial in the rotates as Unravel might potentially go down.
Yeah, Rebo though got taken out in the bottom lane. If you saw that in the bottom right hand of your screen, the feathered airstrike, Rebo was trying to sidestep it with a Meteor Shower activated as well, but that's going to be Kosei winning that duel. Let's see who's going to win this turtle. BREN Esports or work AUSTER-FORCE. That goes onto the hands of Carl TZ. Benedetta, BREN Esports secure the turtle. Let's see if they'll be able to secure kills. 3-Mark TZ does go down. Knock up there coming in from the Popol and Koopa to give Flap enough room to get away. Few disrupting Unravel and RTZ because Carl TZ in the back line. Blazing Duet onto Chu, or Blazing Duet activated by Chu, but that's not going to be enough as Unravel finally goes down. Carl TZ went down as well though. Rebo's joined in the fight. Meteor Shower, he gets stunned, reset by both squads.
I didn't like the positioning of work AUSTER-FORCE there. Chu was Work AUSTER-FORCE was actually focusing a lot of attention towards Rebo in the bottom lane, and because of that, they did not have any priority over the turtle whatsoever. That was a free turtle take for BREN Esports. A little late on the response there by Chu. You can't blame him. He was coming from the bottom lane, but at the same time, he didn't really need to respond there because he does not have damage just yet on that Blazing Duet. He just needed to resort back into the jungle in order to get a little bit more items, take capitalize on the fact that Carl TZ is still focused on the battle that's happening over in the top side. So, if anything, that's still BREN winning over to that fight. And Work Awesome Force just needs to adjust a little bit more for them to get the victory here.
Bravest fighter, all 3 hits. Already committed there by 3 Martizi. Not able to secure the kill onto Flap. May have to just be careful into lane. He does have Quicksand Guard to help heal him up though. But now in the bottom lane, Unravel gets a stun onto Carl Teaser. I believe that was Lusty. That's one of them. Meteor Shower. Here comes the follow-up at you with a blazing duet.
RTZ.
Carl Teaser and Lusty really low. Here comes RTZ as well. There goes the Circling Eagle. Lands onto Rebo. Bursts him down, but he's not going to take him down. He's going to force him back. No one going down yet for either side. Both squads back off. It could have gone to either, but it went to no one. Still continuing. I don't think no one's going to commit this. Few eats up Feathered Airstrikes, but he's in a safe distance. Finally, both squads back off.
Gets a stun onto Unravel too. It was a stalemate over in the bottom lane, but that was still the third push for Work Awesome Force.
He's in a bad spot, but Flap TZ doesn't decide to commit into it, and he's going to be caught off there by 3 Martizi. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, who are we going to look at right now? Flap TZ, Quicksand Guard. He's able to heal through it. He survives. Lusty, on the other hand, does not, as he gets taken out by RTZ's Matilda in the bottom lane. It's still a very even game. 17.4 to 17.5, even on the kill board. Let's see if another team is going to amp up the aggression and try to get a pick off there. That's a stun onto RTZ, and a kill onto him as well, as Flap TZ takes him out. Meanwhile, BREN Esports might be able to contest for this turtle, but it looks like Work Awesome Force will be able to take this without a problem, but it's stolen away by Carl TZ. Benedetta takes the turtle away. Gose flying away now, runs into members of BREN Esports, gets taken out, and that's 3 members of Work gone. BREN wins the turtle, secures the kills, and now have secured the momentum in this game.
There were multiple times where the members of BREN Esports were supposed to die. I'd like to focus my attention, I'd like you guys to focus your attention on Few, if we get the replay on that. Few was already down to 1 HP, manages to survive against Kosei, which he did not have any business to deal with there.
RTZ spots someone out with the Matilda Airstrike, as you call it. Nomad taking out Lusty's Cho. Circling Eagle landing right on the money onto the tank of BREN Esports. So with BREN down 1, that's the sacrifice they're willing to make, as they were able to secure the turret down mid. So all first-tier towers for Work Awesome Force have been broken down by BREN.
That is a lot of space for Carl TZ to roam around the jungle. Speaking of roaming, they will roam out to the top lane.
Yeah, Meteor Shower expended, but just to tell Kosei, you cannot try to fight this fight, as we will take you down. Unravel gets spotted out by the trap. This is a key here for BREN Esports to initiate a fight. They back off, not too comfortable with the openings that they found. Unravel though, and he bursts it down. Carl TZ still going after. They get the stun onto him. The bite is there. Chu and RTZ for the response, and they stop BREN from chasing down their tank.
And it's a stalemate, all things considered. The gold lead is just 4,000 for BREN Esports. It's not that substantial just yet. Once we hit the 12-minute mark and it's still 4,000 going more, that's BREN.
Oh man, and look at the damage. Because of the gold lead that BREN Esports has for themselves, Flap TZ already able to build the Blade of Despair. Hence why he hurts a lot right now, and he was able to take down 3 Martizi, but to a lot of health. But look at that. The pickoff from out of nowhere onto Carl TZ gets bursted down. Unravel taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have to worry about getting taken down. BREN Esports has the numbers disadvantage. Work Awesome Force was able to pick out Carl. So let's see if they'll play for a pickoff here, or will they play it a bit safer? Because they don't want to give Work Awesome Force another big opportunity, but it seems like Work has found one for themselves. Raging Sandstorm already committed. Stunts down Flap TZ. That's 2 down for BREN. Here comes Lusty with the Dragon onto Unravel. Few will not be able to follow up though. And look at that, he was summoning Koopa. Rebo with the Meteor Shower. Bit off target, but that's because the angle that he found himself in looked good there. Work Awesome Force, they're fighting back. They're biting back at the lineup that has a Popol and Koopa. BREN Esports has to be careful here, because Work Awesome Force have their eyes set into forcing a game number 3, and they're doing it in style.
They got priority over the top lane and the mid lane too, so they can start the Lord for themselves if they choose to get a little bit more pushing power in.
Yeah.
Almost even in the turret pushes, almost even in the gold department. It's BREN Esports not really faltering there, but good engagements by Work Awesome Force. And as we say that, RTZ Just the shields keeping him alive.
Yeah, gets bursted down. Lusty going straight to the back line there. Interrupts Kosei. Raging Sandstorm connects onto 2. Let's see if BREN Esports will be able to turn it around. The Blazing Duet doesn't land onto anyone. Meteor Shower already expended by Rebo. Carl Teasy chasing after 2. Carl Teasy takes down 2. He's now going after Unravel along with the rest of BREN Esports by his side. He doesn't decide to continue the chase as BREN Esports secure the kill there onto Chu. BREN Esports have to go back to managing the minion waves. It's a massive wave down the bottom lane, forces Flap to rotate towards that direction. Again, it's still a stalemate after all that.
And Flap can just choose to force a lot of attention towards the bottom lane in order to get a little bit more priority over this Lord. They can force a rotation from Work AUSTER-FORCE, especially now we're seeing Kosei in the bottom lane to really catch that wave. This is a slight opening for BREN Esports themselves. They just need to make sure that they get the pick off on Chu, but then again, Chu will be playing it safe over to the bottom side of things, and BREN has no idea that that is the case. They can start the fight right now if they choose to.
Yeah, but they do not choose because they don't know that Chu is not close by. Feathered Airstrike committed. Not going to be able to take down anyone. Arteezy flies in, but eats up a ton of damage. He gets bursted down, but Work AUSTER-FORCE are still fighting this out. Chu is nearby for the Blazing Duet if he wants to, and he does pop off with a Blazing Duet. He takes down Carl Teasy. Flap Teasy going after Chu, but Chu able to use a BMI to get out of there. Unravel gets taken down, though, by BREN Esports, so that's still, at the end of all that, a 2-for-1 trade where BREN Esports, yes, they did lose their core, but they were able to take down 2 kills. The blind! A blind feathered airstrike. Just as I was saying that BREN Esports won that trade, it evened out. Let me just throw that into the bush right there. Takes out few.
Mortar incoming! Nobody notified them.
Like, what? Bang!
Man, that's I was just about to say that before that feathered airstrike landed, I was like, how did BREN even survive that fight? Their HPs were so low, and yet they managed to survive. This just goes to show how good the micro is for BREN dice.
Well, then again, I feel like that was like, it's okay, it's half experience, half luck there for Kosei, although that was a fantastic, because, you know, that is a hot spot for most players to just occupy that shrub. So, of course, it makes sense that he'll just pop in one feathered airstrike to make sure and double check if someone's there. Great play there by Kosei. And now BREN Esports, things are still evened out here. A stalemate from coming off of a dominating game number 1. BREN Esports, not an easy time this game around. Work AUSTER-FORCE, they're still definitely in this. They can still force a game number 3.
Oh, look at the 2 carries, though. They're both hiding in brushes, just waiting for an opportunity to dive into the backlines. That is how good the positioning is and how good these two junglers are for these teams.
Really timing in their entries. Brute Force Breastplate picked up by Chu can be big in helping stop the physical damage. Magic damage, on the other hand, coming out of Kosei. Feathered Airstrike, able to whittle down few, and he's forced to go back. Let's see if Work AUSTER-FORCE will make something out of this. Both teams right now just playing chicken for the turtle.
Yeah, and they can. Work AUSTER-FORCE can force a fight themselves. We've seen it earlier on where it was the fight where questionable how BREN survived that still. But they can provide a lot of the burst damage. The only problem that the Work AUSTER-FORCE has is that they do not want to group up together, because that's when Carl Teasy can pop the Electro Final Blow to get that damage, as well as Flap Teasy with the Raging Sandstorm, with Lusty's Jeet Kundo. That's a lot of things to juggle if you are Work AUSTER-FORCE. But meanwhile, the Lord will be started off by Work AUSTER-FORCE, and BREN has a good position to counter.
Yeah, look at that. Feathered Airstrike, though, forces few to go back. BREN Esports will find this out, and that's a lot of damage going on to RTC. Unravel, half fallen down. Meteor Shower, Chu is gone as well. This is going to be a Lord for BREN Esports, and Carl Teasy does secure it. 3 more. Teasy goes down. Kosei, last man standing. 1 member left. BREN Esports losing no one. Work losing 4.
That was the BREN having better positioning there. Initially, we saw the well, not initially. Initially, we did see the BREN Esports. BREN Esports really just brought a lot of things. But let's have a look at the instant replay brought to you by Oppo A94 here. The BREN Esports had better positioning in this fight. They had a pincher maneuver going in for Work AUSTER-FORCE. Few catches out RTZ in the back lines, and we see the burst damage coming in. But Chu being primarily targeted out by Lusty there with the Jeet Kundo and the Wave the Dragon opens things up. And because of that, just like that, Inhibitor turret is already down.
Yeah, third Inhibitor, top lane. taken out there. And one thing also that was big for BREN Esports in that fight at the Lord was FlapTZ's entry with the Raging Sandstorm, catching out RTZ on the run and Kosei on the run in the backline as well. Because of him being able to land that, it just stopped AUSTER-FORCE capability to go for a counterplay, because that took out RTZ, and that eventually led to the takedown on Kosei. So BREN Esports firing off on all cylinders here. Do not want the game 3. Do not want the possibility of losing to Work. But Work still in this. They still have 2 inhibitors left. They just have to be careful, but they get picked off. Lusty, a kick onto Unravel, but the Feather Dash Strike is there just in time. Let's see if Chu will enter with a Blazing Duet. A little bit too risky with that tower up. Chu though, look at that. Koopa guarding the entry point there of the Claude. BREN Esports don't give Work an opening.
And an opening that's slowly being forced in by Work AUSTER-FORCE. They're kicking the doors down this entire game. They're trying to cheer up from the game that they had previously.
Yeah. Now, BREN Esports, see if they'll be able to take the cake here. Consider this. What do they have to do, Nomad, to end this game once and for all?
Well, for BREN Esports, they have good counter engages from themselves on FlapTZ and to Lusty. All they have to do is look specifically for Chu, especially when it goes to taking objectives. They can't do anything about RTZ as much. No Purifies available for them. They don't really have any good counter initiates when RTZ decides to go for the...
Another pick-off potentially, and that's more and more kills there for BREN Esports as Unraveled goes down. I'm pretty sure Lusty says me likey. Let's see if BREN Esports can keep up this momentum. So far, it's BREN saying you can't stop me.
BREN has been playing this like, they're just throwing punches left and right. They know that Unravel is alone, and Unravel isn't a problem because BREN can pretty much delete him in one go as an entire team. But again, I'm just going to have to go back to my point earlier on, where Lusty just needs to make sure he finds Chu, he finds RTZ. Chu is even more so the primary target here. RTZ, if he goes for the Circling Eagle, there's nothing much that BREN Esports can do but just accept the fact that the airstrike is coming in.
Yeah, and go for the counterplay, potentially.
Potentially, and that's when Flap is going to come in, potentially. Lusty as well. But Lusty's main job here is to find Chu, because the Lord is a viable objective, the primary objective that BREN Esports want to take in order for them to finally end this game. And with the Lord spawning in 20 seconds, that is exactly what Lusty is trying to look for here. He's in the brush with FlapTZ, a lot of entry potential in that brush.
Oh, Unravel has to be careful again. He is providing a lot of information for Work AUSTER-FORCE, but it doesn't look like he has the... Ooh, so close. As I was saying, Unravel doesn't look like he has the immortality up, so him going down early would be bad for Work AUSTER-FORCE. BREN Esports now just looking for a breakthrough to end this game, but Work, again, they still can't do it. We're getting close to the point where the goal doesn't matter. Key item pickup that could be a game changer here for BREN Esports is Reaper just got the Winter Truncheon. If Work AUSTER-FORCE mistime their dive or commit too much if they spot out Revo early, that might be a surprise turnaround play by BREN, but they spot out Flap. Flap getting chased down.
Lusty,
RTZ circling
that's the
Eagle.
target.
Lusty in the back though. Meteor Shower. Winter Truncheon keeps Kosei alive. Unravel taking a brunt of the damage. Few forced to go back. Chu with the blazing duet, but he gets stunned. He gets stopped in his tracks, and Chu gets taken out. Few, on the other hand, was taken out of the side of BREN Esports. He's up no more, and this Lord is up, and this Lord is looking closer and closer to possibly going to the side of Work as Revo gets taken out of the fight. But BREN Esports are still fighting. They're trying to respond. Raging Sandstorm 1, 2, 3, Martizi, but 3 Martizi with a burst damage takes down Flap. Only 2 members of BREN Esports up and running left in the map. Lusty trying to get away from this is able to ollie on out of there with that special stun skin Cho giving him a skateboard. That was an unfortunate fight for BREN Esports, but well taken by Work AUSTER-FORCE. CarlTZ really close there. RTZ goes in with a flicker, bursts down ground. He's going after it. Unravel, will he get the stun? Will he land it? The ultimate? No, he doesn't. Doesn't get the power of wildness there. Really, really close. If you thought Work was out of the fight, this fight ain't over just yet. Unravel actually just picked up the immortality, so he can play for information, play a little bit more risky to potentially open up an opportunity for Work to turn the game completely around.
Somebody's calling.
Who?
Ring-a-ling. Yeah, I think it's Mr. Valdez himself.
Oh, man.
We may have a game 3 in our hands.
We just might.
We just might. Work AUSTER-FORCE has to continue with the aggression, but at the same time, there is a problem that lies here. Lusty is able to spot out Kosei. If BREN can find Kosei, force out the Winter Truncheon, and then back off, small opening. Another small opening they have, Chu. Just take him out. I mean, it's easy. Come on. Yeah. No, it's not as easy because Arteezy and Ravel are doing what they can to survive, to help Chu survive the fight. And if anything, it's another stalemate. We've already reached a point in the game where the gold differential doesn't actually matter, and whoever gets picked off here may just lose the game.
Life goes on for Work AUSTER-FORCE as they're waiting for that explosive moment where BREN Esports just erupts like a dynamite. And Flap TZ gets bursted down. Chu, hot on the heels of BREN Esports, Meteor Shower to stop the push there. TZ electrifying a blow already committed. Unravel takes a lot of damage. Arteezy gets smacked by the Lord and BREN Esports. He gets taken out. TZ taking a lot of damage. Chu's going after him. Let's see if he can secure the kill. But TZ still alive. TZ sidesteps. He doesn't execute the push, but 3 for TZ. That's 1. That's 2. Not yet. Immortality's up though. 3 Marteezy. That's 3 members of Work down. That's 3 Marteezy taking a lot of damage. Meteor Shower to the face. Unravel. Last man standing as BREN Esports only lost Carl. Unravel has no immortality. If he gets taken out, he's out. Work AUSTER-FORCE will lose this fight if he gets taken out. But let's see if he can hold on. This just might be it, Nomad. Hilda against all of this, it's gonna be a very, very tall task. And you're right, that really looks like that is it. BREN Esports secures the victory.
History has repeated itself, man. Work AUSTER-FORCE almost had that fight, and this winning